An effective post-2015 development agenda with poverty eradication and sustainable development at its core needs to be based on strengthened global partnership for development, as was the message during ECOSOC's annual high-level gathering of UN agencies and top global finance institutions, discussing the role of a comprehensive financial structure for development in an ever-fluctuating economy.
Placing our world on a sustainable path needs to be infused with a new global partnership for development. This partnership must be based on equity, on cooperation and accountability. It must aim for transformative change.
The success of this development agenda depends on a strong global economy. Achieving a stable and equitable economic growth will, in turn, require greater cooperation and coherence in macroeconomic policies.
The efforts currently underway to shape the contours of this post-2015 development agenda need to consolidate the idea of having a sustainable, inclusive, and equitable economic growth. In doing so, our challenge is how to activate all the engines of economic growth while at the same time attaining the objectives of combating inequality, promoting human rights, and ensuring sustainability for our planet.
In a world that remains financially unstable and is still struggling to overcome the hard-hitting blows dealt by the global financial crisis that started in 2008, the international community is focusing on creating a synergy between institutional and private investors, policymakers, and those on the front lines of development.
We know that the financial resources needed are enormous if we are to put both our peoples and our planet on a sustainable path. This is why we need to tap all sources, public and private, as well as national and international. Increased public financing for development is indispensable if we are to tackle poverty, address additional social needs, and provide public goods.
While gross domestic product is expected to grow by 3% this year, and the Millennium Development Goals have lived up to their promise of drastically reducing the amount of people who live in extreme poverty, the wealthiest 85 people on our planet still have roughly the same amount of money as the poorest half of our entire world population. It is this stark inequality that continues to be a hurdle for member states as they try to reach their development goals.
It is crucial to support countries in debt distress, debt crisis, and default, unable to allocate public revenue to finance their sustainable development. In order to do that, the international community needs to promote responsible borrowing and lending systems, along with improvement of debt management.
A meaningful discussion of any new partnership will need to integrate systemic threats and challenges in fulfilling the working of the international trade, finance, and production system much more effectively in this time around. It will be critical to consider the institutional reform at the multilateral level, particularly, but not only, in the financial system, which can support developing countries in their effort to meet a more ambitious development agenda.
While official development assistance, or ODA, will continue to play an important role for countries with special needs, the top of the financial and development world agreed. A comprehensive economic framework, which will include public and private funds on both the global and domestic level, will bear the bulk of the weight for the post-2015 development agenda, leading the world towards the most successful outcome of this ambitious development agenda in a tumultuous global economic climate. For South-South News, I'm Shari Naiman, reporting from the United Nations, New York.